Hello, my name is Faye Hanum Abbas. I am the founder and director of Peak, Parents of Estranged Adult Kids. I'd like to welcome you to the Peak book study that you are registered for. That's going to begin in a few days or weeks. And I'd like to say a few words about that. The purpose of a Peak book study is actually to help members of the group recover from the trauma of parental estrangement. The symptoms of trauma are very similar to what we see from folks coming back from war zones. They are emotional in nature, depression, anxiety, guilt, anger. They can be behavioral. Sometimes we use coping skills that are not the best. We may be eating too much, drinking too much, or eating the wrong things. We may have outbursts. We may have insomnia. We can't sleep at night. We may have ramped up startle responses. They can be relational in nature, find ourselves not getting along very well with spouses, or may create some kind of tension with siblings of the estranged child. And there can even be medical consequences, GI disturbances, cardiovascular problems, increased blood pressure. We've seen atrial fibrillation, skin rashes, dermatitis of various kinds, headaches. There are very significant medical issues like that as well. So what we are looking for is a way of helping people recover from some of those very severe symptoms of trauma. So what do you need to be prepared to do in this group? Well, really three things. First, you need to attend the meetings. Coming to a Peak meeting is a little bit like a medicine. It's like a dose of healing. And when you miss a meeting, you're missing a dose of that healing. So we really ask that for your sake and for the benefit of other members in the group that need to have you there, that you only miss a maximum of two meetings in any session of Peak. So we need you to show up. Secondly, we need you to focus on your own self-care. You cannot change your adult child. What you can change is you. And that's going to mean paying attention to yourself, the way you're feeling, the way you're thinking, the way you're acting and behaving. What kinds of things can we do that really help you heal, regardless of whether your adult child chooses recovery or not? We need you to be willing and prepared to do that. And finally, we need you to be open to new perspectives. You know, most of us as parents have built our identity, or at least a big part of it, on raising our children. We have made our purpose in life raising our children. And the value that we place on our past has been often focused on what we did to raise our children. And these have worked well for a season, but they no longer serve us well. So we have to be willing to look at kind of what is our identity now? What is our purpose now? How do we think differently about our past? And all of that involves kind of rethinking some things that may have actually become second nature to us as we have kind of grown up into this society. We need to be willing to think in a different way about those fundamental things. Now, Peak groups are certainly not for everyone. There are other paths to recover from the trauma of estrangement. But this is, we believe, one of the best. You're going to meet some new people. They are going to be people that you're going to come to know pretty well, and you're going to come to love them in a very special way. It may feel awkward at first, but you're going to discover that you're not alone. Parental estrangement is not rare. I mentioned symptoms at the beginning of this short talk, and all of the effects of parental estrangement, the trauma of parental estrangement. There's every reason to believe that you can recover. And I honestly, from my heart, and from my own experience, believe that is true. Now, I know you're not perfect. I'm not perfect. We all make mistakes that affect other people, including our adult children. But here's what I really have come to believe, regardless of those mistakes, and that is everybody deserves to recover. Welcome to Peak.